Hello, guys. How's everybody doing? This is Phyllis. It's been a while since I made a video. I mean, a while. I've been busy. I moved. I bought a new house. Well, not a new house, but we bought a new house. It's never lived in before for us. This is, I guess, about my third house and my husband's fourth house. So we had to stop renting. We had a house before and we sold it when everybody left, and we went living in a 55 plus community. I told you guys about that. Nice, but guys, rent is rent, and it keep going up and up and up. And if you know from the Atlanta area where I'm from, real estate is off the chain. So for the past 8, 9 months, been working on things. We finally got settled. Been in here almost a month. I'm busy and I'm enjoying it. And maybe I'll give you a tour when I get everything situated here. But it's big enough for me and him, and we love it. We're still in the metro area, and God has been good. But that's not why I'm making this video. I don't usually piggyback on a lot of stuff that's going on in the world because there's so much going on, you just can't keep up. And by the way, I hope everybody's staying safe. I've had both my shots. We're doing great. Um, I saw something. My son sent me a video from somebody. I think it was Ricky Smiley. Smiley was talking about the ladies with Kirk Franklin. I'm sure you guys have heard about that. And the ladies with his son actually posting a video where Kirk Franklin lost it for a minute and cursed him out. And I saw a little bit on YouTube. And it's just sad. And I just want to give my spiel on that and thinking about some things and just been going on with people I know and people I work with, and that's what I do. You know, that's what I do in my consulting work and working with families and individuals and spiritual guidance profession. So I'm dealing with a lot with people, and I see a lot over the years, and I've learned a lot. But it is unfortunate that his son did this, but I'm not judging. I just want to give my spiel because I understand. And those of us that are parents, we get it. So if you haven't heard that, go back and look at, you can find on YouTube, Kirk Franklin. It comes up as soon as you type Kirk Franklin, his kids, it come right up. But anyway, his 33-year-old son, they had an altercation. They're already in family therapy. But the son, Kirk Franklin, just lost it and just cursed him out and used some profanity. So go look at it yourself. But once you look at it, you'll know where I'm discussing and giving my spiel on this topic. Because, guys, I'm telling you, as a parent, we all know raising children is not easy. Children are a blessing, and yes, they are. I would take nothing for my sons and my grandchildren, nothing in the world. They are the best. But life wasn't always easy, being a mother of two, divorced mom of two. So it's like being a single mom, because, you know, the dad is there, but it's not the same. He's not in the household. So it's difficult. And I was thinking about when I saw that video and I heard some of the people giving their spiel and their opinion about it, I started thinking about my own life, and I started thinking about children in general in today's society. It is not easy raising children. You all know that. With all this peer pressure that kids deal with. But I was thinking about, what is it? What's going on? What is going on? And I guess I really think about Christian people, those who profess to be Christians or believers, and some of the stuff they're going through with their children. It's amazing how your children, the devil can get in your children too. You know that, don't you? He can use your children to try to make you feel guilty or to question your beliefs and to question your parenting skills. But guys, you do the best you can. But I want to share something. I was thinking about some scriptures in the Bible in 2 Timothy 3:1-5. I want to read this. Because those of you know that we are living in some perilous times, some difficult times, some hard times, and challenging times. Not just trying to survive, but also trying to raise children, which my children are grown and gone. but at the same time, I'm around people that have children, and I see and I know. So, Second Timothy, third chapter, it talks about perilous times and perilous men. The times we're living in, guys. We need to know this. You know this, that in the last days, perilous times will come. For men will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, that's children, unthankful. And you know, sometimes children can be so unthankful. People can too. Unholy, unloving, unforgiving, slanderers, without self control, brutal, despisers of good, traitors, headstrong, haughty, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power. What that means is, you always say, denying the power. A lot of people read the Bible, a lot of people go to church, they sit up under pastors all the time, but they deny the power of God to change them, to make them more Christ-like. Now, it talks about children should be disobedient, unthankful, and people unholy. Guys, there's nothing worse than the sacrifice. Now, we know our children did not ask to come here. We know that. They did not ask to come here. They did not ask us to bring them into this world. So they don't owe us anything but respect and honor us. That's what they owe us. They owe us that. And you should honor your parents. For your days, that's a commandment. You live long on the land, on the earth, if you respect your parents the way you should. You should honor them. That's all they owe us, respect and honor us. Now, a lot of people have a hard time understanding this. Your children are not your property. They are a gift. They're their own persons. So as soon as you realize that they are not your property, you have a lot easier task when they become teenagers. They are individuals with their own minds, their own thinking, and their own personalities. Our job is to bring them in this world. They brought them here. We brought them here. Raise them the best we know how. Respect them as individuals. Understand that they are not our property. And to help and guide and nurture them to become productive and self-reliant and self-aware individuals so they can leave the nest. And I think a lot of people make this mistake. They try to hold on to their children and want the kids to stay with them forever. But that's not nature. That's not the way it was meant to be. They're not your property. So you start the time when they're little, helping them to understand, it's for your sake as well as for them, that they are individuals and that one day they're going to leave your home under your guidance and nurturing, watchful arm, and they're going to be independent adults. So you are grooming them and helping them to stand on their own too. But I think a lot of times, you know, celebrities, and some people don't have a lot, give their kids too much. And I think when you give them too much and we try to compensate for what they didn't have, they didn't miss out on a lot. We missed out on things, but so what? We can't go through life trying to make up for them, to give them things that we didn't have. Some of the things we didn't have, it was okay. But I see people actually killing themselves to even still take care of grown people. These are grown individuals. And if you have taught them to grow up to be independent and they kick them out the nest, birds have more sense than we do. They have more sense. Read about it. Read about it. They take those babies and their chicks and they take care of them and they nurture them. They teach them how to soar and teach them how to survive. Then when they get to a certain age, they tip them over. They tip the nest over. Boom. And they kick them out of the nest. That's what we have to do. You don't allow your adult children to stay in your home and you just feed and clothe and take care of them. That's not right. You're not helping them. One day you're not going to be here. You're going to be dead and gone. So hopefully they can survive and make it without you. But you don't make your children dependent on you emotionally and financially. You just don't do it. So it comes a time you do have to cut them off. and it's for their own good. Now, it's okay to help someone when they're in need. I'm not talking about that. But I'm talking about grown people and parents that enabling grown children so they would not grow up. We are their worst enemy sometimes. They're their worst enemy. We can also be their worst enemy. So I understand what Kirk Franklin was saying. It's not that you want to curse him out. Sometimes you feel like it. But I think you can find choice words. But he's human. He admitted that. We all human. And it's nothing worse than a sacrifice. Even though our children didn't ask to come, we don't owe them. But it's nothing worse and hurtful is that you're sacrificing, doing all you can, and a child actually can be disrespectful to you in your home. And you can lose it. You can lose it. I remember a time when my son was about 15. I think he don't mind telling the story. And he kept wanting these shoes, these expensive sneakers, and I wouldn't buy expensive sneakers. And he kept on asking. So what I did on my payday, I gave him, I knew how much money I was going to have left. So I gave him a pad and a pencil, and I told him, okay, here are the bills. Here are the bills. I want you to take the bills. I said, you know how to add and subtract. Take the bills. Here's a calculator. Now, if you can find $50 left after everything has been paid, you're welcome to the $50. And this was back in the 80s. That boy was so excited. He got the pen and the paper. He just knew he was going to find something. He went back there. He was so excited. Yes! I think it was back there not even an hour. He came back in. He said, Mom, you don't have but $20 left. I said, you get it? From that moment on, he never hounded me for expensive things again. He never did that. And it was that thing that following summer, he got his first job. And I think sometimes we need to show our children, a lot of times it's best to show them than to keep telling them something. Give an example. And that was a lesson for him. He remembered that. That was a lesson. And it's not easy. But you don't make your children feel guilty. I mean, don't allow your children to make you feel guilty. Don't do it. Don't allow anybody to make you feel guilty for doing the best you knew how to do. There's no manual that comes with raising our children. We do the best we know how. We make mistakes and we're human. But at the same time, don't let them give you a guilt trip. And don't allow them to disrespect you in your home. I'm a firm believer, and I can show you better than I can tell you. I don't do a lot of talking, but I can show you better than I can tell you. There are a lot of examples I can tell you where my children would get up every morning fighting about, what am I going to wear? What am I going to wear? What am I going to wear? And wasting time. And I stopped it. I said, okay, we're not going through this anymore. We're going to get all our clothes ready for the week. So they would pick out outfits and get it ready. It saved time. Those are simple things you can do to make your life easier. Don't fight with your children. Show them. Speak less and show them more. So remember, we're in times where children are going to be unthankful, disobedient. So you're going to have to learn some life skills and raising these children, do the best you can. But don't allow these children to make you feel guilty. And I understand what Kirk Franklin did. He lost it. He apologized. We lose it. But stop allowing these children to make you feel guilty. You have to cut them off sometime. Because I'm telling you, when these children grow up, you love them. They're your babies. You love them. But when they grow up and get their own life, they're going to look back. They're going to come around as much. Because they have their life. They're living their lives. So learn how to say no to these grown folks. Learn how to say no. And some people a lot of these people sitting up in the church, these are the very ones that need some spiritual backbone. They need some spiritual backbone to be able to tell people no. Tell people no. Tell these children no. And stop killing yourself to give these kids. Because they're not going to even remember all the sacrifices you made. They're not going to remember. And some of them not going to even care. And there's another thing I want to talk about too right quickly. Some of you guys that are dealing with trying to blend families, Some of these children, these families that you come into these children's lives late in life, sometimes just come in people's lives too late. So you may just have to look at the fact that you may just be their friend. You cannot be their mom or their dad. And stop trying to be their mom and their dad. That's what you are, a step. Deal with the facts. And if you get mutual respect, that may probably all you'll probably get. But that's life. And stop wasting energy on time on these grown folks. I'm telling you guys, my mom said when I was little, I heard this when I ever had children. She said, when children are little, they're on your hand. They're on your hands. When they get grown, they're on your hearts. I remember making a decision right there. I said, no, my grown children will not be on my heart like that. Now, as a mom, I may worry, concerned about them, but I don't go through life dying, worrying about them. They're grown. I've taught them how to be men as much as I know how and make sure they had role models in their life. They turned out great, but I didn't pamper them and hold their hands in life. I knew they were going to grow up to be men one day. And stop babying these boys. Stop babying your male boys. You are not helping them. I stopped cleaning up my children's room when they were 4 years old, picking up behind them. And I did the dusting and the mopping. But for the most part, at 4 years old, they messed it up, they cleaned it up. You'd be surprised what kids are capable of doing if you just allow them to be growing up to be their own person, and stop trying to make them be who you want them to be. Allow them to be who they're trying to be. They're trying to come to terms with who they are. Don't allow these children to make you feel guilty. And don't try to be these blended families when you come into a family. Stop trying to be these children's mom or dad. You're the stepmom once removed, the mom and dad once removed. So they respect you, and you let these people know, let these little people know that, look, this is my wife, this is my husband, you're going to respect them, and blah, blah, blah. You know what to say. And don't ever allow them to split you and divide you. Because one day they're going to be gone, and it's going to be the best thing ever happen when they leave the nest, your nest. So, but they should be thankful. We're not like a lot of animals. A lot of animals eat their young. I know we're high form of animals, and we don't eat our young, but sometimes you feel like eating them up. But we don't do that. So, but we make a lot of sacrifices for our children. And so, with that in mind, they're not going to ever understand or ever know all the sacrifices you made. They'll never know. But for the most part, don't allow them to make you feel guilty. I told you the story about that, but I made a note about other thing I want to talk about. Okay, and there's a scripture in the Bible in it's in Luke 6:26. It talks about, it's a hard truth. It talks about woe unto you. There's a lot of woes. Woe unto you, woe unto that. But I'm going to pick out the other woe. So woe unto you if all men speak well of you. What they're saying is that in a moment, the praises that people give you or your children give you, in one moment it can go from a fragrance, like the example when Jesus was leading up to the crucifixion, when they were saying that, calling Jesus, Hosanna, Hosanna. Then in the next breath, they were saying, crucify him, crucify him. So that was like, whoa, be careful. Hold your roll. Take note. As long as you give in to people and you're catering to them, everything is good. But once you give them the hard truth of life and the hard truth of what's really going on in this relationship or the situation, it goes downhill. So in a moment, it can swing from a fragrant, like Hosanna, to crucify him. So that's what it means that woe unto you and all men speak well of you. They're going to always, if somebody always speaking well of you, maybe we're not giving them hard truth. And as a parent, our yeses, our no's should outweigh our yeses. Can't be yes parents and give children everything they want. But our job is to give them what they need and some of the things they desire or want, but mostly what they need. We're raising little independent souls to leave our home. That's our charge, that's our challenge, and that's our mandate. but they're not your property. But don't allow them to make you feel guilty. And you know, we have a lot of children now that's coming from broken home, children divorced, and they have a tendency also to make you feel guilty because you weren't there. My suggestion is have a conversation with the child. Let the child know it's not going to take anything from you to apologize and say, listen, I'm sorry you feel that I failed you, that, you know, when I got divorced, you may feel I abandoned you. And just try to shoot a child that is, according to the age group, that sometimes adults have to go their separate ways. But it has nothing to do with my love for you. But after that, don't allow them to keep trying to make you feel guilty or keep trying to make you always buy and give and do, because you cannot go back. So with that relationship, you have to start afresh and anew. And I think once you make that decision and that conversation with your child, things will be a whole lot better. But you can't go through life trying to shed blood for these grown children. You just can't do it. Because when you get to be a certain age, I'm telling you, my age, you don't give a diddly squat what nobody say of you. I don't. Life is short, it's beautiful, it's short, but you cannot go through life feeling guilty and allow people to make you feel guilty. So I totally understand where Kirk Franklin was coming from. Not saying I agree with his choice of words, but I you know, I've never been a person who did a lot of swearing, but I get it. And I get it. I totally get the spirit of what he was saying. And I don't judge him. I don't judge him. I do say, allow these grown folks to be grown folks, honey, and live your life. Live your life and stop trying to cater to these grown folks, because these children out here living their life. So allow them to do what they want to do, and you live your life the best you know how and the fullest, because you've given them all you possibly could and all the benefits of your knowledge. Like I said, there's no handbook that came with them, so we did the best we know how. So just hang in there, guys, and let's not judge each other. Let's remember that those of us parents, to me, if you don't have a parent, a child, not saying I can't learn from you, but until you walk a mile in another person's shoes, you don't really understand. You may get an idea, but until you've made sacrifices and you did without, you don't know what it's like to have some little person that stand up in your face and disrespect you. It will make you want to kill them. I'm telling you, not saying we'll do it. We're not going to eat them up like a lot of animals do, but sometimes they can make you feel like you can just take them out of here. That old saying, my mom used to say, I brought you in this world, I surely take you out. I don't think we really mean we'll kill them, but in the spirit, what it means, it does something to you. It's like something come over you when a child disrespect you. And it's because it's not natural. It goes against everything that's human and goes against everything that's spiritual that have a little person. Don't allow children to disrespect you. And I'm telling you, if someone's in your house disrespecting you, a grown person, you just put them out. Put them out. Put them out. And stop trying to cater and please all these grown folks. I'm telling you, it ain't worth it. So I hope to be back soon. I can make a video when I can, guys. Thank you all for listening. Take care.